Hello, everybody.
Yo, what's going on?
This is going to be a relatively short episode
Yes.
of the Anime Mystics podcast.
Yes.
We still, well, mainly I have a lot of catching up to do.
It's been busy. It's been a busy couple of weeks.
Yeah,
So-
I'm sure you've noticed that I've been behind on a few shows by 2 to 3 weeks.
Right.
Some of them 4.
Right.
Yeah.
All the more reason why we're gonna zerg through this and get you out there so you can get to watch it and getting caught up.
We just wanted to get something out there, so.
Yeah. So this week will be a shorter episode, so that the next episode we put out will be not as long. I mean, it'll still be pretty long because we'll be catching up on the rest of the shows and whatnot. But for now, this will be kind of a one and done kind of a thing, in and out, and everyone will be on their merry way until the next one.
Right. So yeah, I'm Roman, if you don't know.
I'm Steven Sonosuke-sama.
And I guess you can call this a half episode if you want.
Yeah. I think the focus is going to be this time on just a couple anime shows. We just got Tejina-Senpai, Are You Lost, and Demon Slayer. I'm going to touch on a couple of things going down with Fate Grand Order, FGO, and
I'll get into Bang Dreamin' next time in the next
Okay.
one because I gotta finish this event.
okay, so then FGO, and then we'll get you guys out of here.
Oh, awesome!
So,
And I've actually been playing a lot more FGO, so
yeah, I'm impressed. I know that I'm actually typing in the Discord as we speak because Roman kind of showed me how this works, and I've been having fun sharing memes and fan arts, and I see a couple of you guys are doing the same. So by all means, keep it up. I think, is this the secret to getting people like interacting with us? Is to be in the Discord?
well, only really 2 or 3 people interact on the Discord, so
So we need to get that out there.
need to get that out there.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, there are other channels other than the FGO one, but right now the majority of the interactions are there.
Okay.
Because, like I said, when I got you in there, was we talk a lot about FGO.
Okay.
So
Well, that's good. I mean, it's good, and I see a lot of. I even saw earlier someone was talking about Fate Zero, the anime.
Yeah.
So that's all great. You know, it's such an expansive franchise. So anywhere is almost a good place to start, and to anybody can jump in at any point and just start talking.
pretty
So,
much.
That's great in any form.
Yep. Yeah, they were just asking if I was going to react to Unlimited Blade Works.
Oh,
And, well, for those who know, because Belle and I did Fate Zero, we were going to do Unlimited Blade Works, but seeing as how she's having a hard time even making it up to my place to record, I'll probably just end up doing it myself.
right on.
We'll see how the fall season goes.
Yeah.
I remember telling you that I was going to implement something new. I might as well let you all know here. Starting in the fall season, I'm going to give a series 3 episodes, and if the majority of those 3 episodes don't reach at least 50 views, I'm dropping the show.
Okay. Wow.
Because it seems like a waste for me to do 14 shows and get like 10 views on most of the videos.
Yeah, that's fair.
Especially since I'm staying up to like 3, 4 in the morning, having to get up at 7:30 to drive an hour and a half to 2 hours to work.
Right.
Doesn't really pan out for me since I'm falling asleep on the way to work. So
Totally.
I would rather stay alive.
Yeah.
So any show that makes it past the 50 views or at 50 views for those 3 weeks will stay on. Anything else that does not gets dropped. I don't care what show it is. If it's Boku no Hero Academia, I'm dropping it. So
That's fair.
if you want me to watch the shows,
Watch the video.
Watch the video.
Yeah.
Share it. Do whatever you need to do to get people to watch it.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't
That's-
reach the 50, I'm dropping the show.
That's fair and reasonable, and it frees you up to put focus on the shows that you want to watch and other people want to hear your opinion on.
Right.
So it's fair, reasonable, and makes sense.
That's the main reason why. I still have Kaiji, Yuri Yuri Season 3, my teen romantic comedy Snafu Season 2 to watch. I have to finish Monster. All of these have been put on hold because I've been watching so many new shows.
Yeah.
That if a lot of these end up getting dropped, I can just pick them back up
Right.
and finish them because people have been asking me about a lot of those. Not really kaiji, but teen romantic comedy Snafu and Yuri Yuri I've been getting a lot of questions about.
Nice.
So I could pick those back up, and maybe I'll throw in Unlimited Blade Works.
Okay. Yeah, while you're watching that, I might watch it, like, over here on my end, too. So
Yeah.
we might more or less be on the same page.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
So yeah, I just want to throw that out there. If you want me to keep watching a certain show, just make sure it gets past 50 views. And I don't think that's asking a lot.
No.
50 views is actually pretty small. I think.
It's like the Save Our Show campaign right now.
Yeah.
and that's good too, because again, we're always about interactivity and all that, and it's kind of like, you know, we're putting this on the people too, to kind of show where are they at. You know, is this something that they enjoy? Do they like? Does it spark joy in their lives? Mm-hmm. So I think this is another way too to kind of get this back and forth between the people and the anime mystics. So I think that's great. I think that's good.
And it's going to be a little weird because I did enjoy getting like comments from people being like, nobody else is reacting to this, so I'm glad you're doing it.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, cool. You know, I like doing stuff nobody else is doing.
Yeah, that's good.
But I mean, if the show is getting like 10 views, it just seems like a waste.
Yeah, I feel you.
So, yeah, that's going to start next season, so fall season.
Okay.
So there's a lot of good stuff that's coming out then. So hopefully, y'all just start watching. But
Yeah.
If not, that frees me up for other stuff.
Right. And again, I mean, it's going to be a very Fate fall, so
yeah,
among a bunch of other things, because Boku Hero is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And I just finished High Score Girl, so that's coming back, and that's something I'm looking forward to. So there's going to be a lot. So theoretically, if Roman did drop a show or two, it's not going to really break anybody's feelings. But if it is something that you and others are passionate about, then again, make yourself known, get those views, get those clicks, let Roman know what you guys are into and what maybe you're not so much into, and then Roman can focus more on, or even we to an extent during these podcasts, we can focus on what the people want to know. So
might make it a little difficult for the podcast too if we're talking about shows. I'm like, oh, I had to drop that.
Yeah, and then I'm trucking right there right along.
Yeah.
So that show, I stopped watching that episode too. What? I'm on episode 9.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, if like one episode gets 50 and the others get like 20, it's getting dropped.
Yeah, that's fair. Completely fair.
Because then it shows me that people weren't interested, and it's just, you know, the view count is going down. So might as well just not even bother.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So yeah, just throw that out there. I'll release my video soon on what I'm going to be watching fall season, so look out for that.
Cool.
And if there's anything you guys want me to check out, you know, let me know. I'll give it a shot, but if it doesn't reach the 50 views, again, it's going to get dropped.
Alrighty then. I guess now, since we're still kind of doing the intro too, just another general heads up too, Roman and I have been discussing about upcoming ideas for the podcast, and so we have some things in the pipe that we're working on, and I mentioned this too on the Facebook group, that we have some things in the works. So again, hopefully this is going to be an exciting time. Hopefully people have listened to the podcast, have enjoyed them and all that, and because we've been doing this for a couple weeks now, we're thinking about expanding, trying new things, doing new things, and you know, in general, we're thinking about some manga episodes, something for the Halloween season, something for the Christmas season and the New Year's season. And so, we have some things coming down the pipes, and so stay tuned for that.
Right.
We also, again, in these episodes, we're recording this one, and then we will be back in a couple of days with part 2, or I guess 1.5, and then 2.5 or 3, however you want to break it up, and it's basically so that we're not overwhelming, because there's been a lot. I've went and came back from Evo. It's great. I haven't uploaded my pictures, so I got to get that, and I'm gonna probably put them up on the Anime Mystics Instagram as well for people to check out.
Right.
We got shows. We watched a couple. There's some that I watched, Roman hasn't watched. There's some that neither of us have watched, and so we didn't want to make like a 4-hour podcast right now. So We're going to break it up. FGO, in my case, has... What's up?
No,
FGO has things going on both in the USA and the Japanese side, and then Roman's Bong Dream is going on too. So it's, like I said, we didn't want to make 4-hour podcast, so we decided to just kind of split it up. And so, yeah, that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of going to be the breakdown and why there's going to be 2 podcasts coming out almost like rapid fire back to back.
Right.
But hopefully, again, you guys are listening. You're enjoying it. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got. I'm ready to get into it. And when we get to the outro, we'll do a couple more final details, and we'll get on out of here.
Yeah. Also, if you have any suggestions on what we can do to make this better,
oh yeah,
let us know in the comments.
Absolutely, feedback is always appreciated. Always. All right.
Okay, so we're starting with Tejina-Senpai, or Magician Senpai.
Magical panties.
Yes, they very, very magical.
So I gotta admit, when I used to see the memes come from this show about how she's all tangling herself up, and there was like little like word bubbles and edits and all this, and they seemed like, oh, okay, it was kind of cute and all of that. And then I thought it was going to be like a 4-coma, or like maybe it was a Pixiv series or something. I didn't know that apparently it was an official manga this whole time, and I didn't know what to expect. And then the anime came out, and I was like, this is dumb fan service, left and right. I have a personal friend on my Facebook who says that this show is dumb as fuck, and he's just like, it's trash. He's like, this show is garbage. He's like, this show is hot garbage, and I'm like, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I like it.
I like hot garbage.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, when's the last time I've seen something this fan servicey and dumb?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't seen that, so I can't say.
Man.
I was going to say Senran Kagura, but...
Senran Kagura wasn't dumb, though, even though it was fan servicey, because it was an action series. So it was like the fan service and the action went hand in hand. But it wasn't dumb, per se. They weren't just like, the whole show wasn't about them tripping over themselves.
Well, I mean, apparently Tejina is good at magic when nobody's around.
Correct.
It's just that her stage fright causes her to
Fumble.
suck at it.
Fumble, yeah. Yeah. Which was kind of funny, too, because when they did that scene where no one was in the room and she was actually doing everything legit, you were like, okay.
Yeah.
This actually is why... What's wrong with you?
Yeah, she did every trick right. Like, everything was done perfectly. And then the assistant walked in and she couldn't do anything.
Yeah, that phobia kicked in and it was just all like botch central.
Which we saw in last episode, yesterday's.
Yes.
Because when he put that cardboard cutout in the room and she just did her trick, she finally got the cutting the bill in half trick right.
Yes, the 10,000 yen bill was saved.
Yeah, and then he pops out from behind and she throws up because he was actually in the room. Man.
Yeah, it's adorable in its own right. I feel bad for Tejina because during the confession scene, because it was like it was innocent, it was harmless, and she baked the dude cookies and. He's just like, what? I'll have less than zero fucks to give about you. And I was like, okay, that's kind of mean.
Yeah, I was like, when did I ever say that?
Yeah.
Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
She's trying here.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I can feel for him too, because she puts on that air that, she's so badass and so superior, and she's just like, I never screw it up. And so I get why he would be annoyed, but yeah. At the same time, too, it's also kind of like she's doing her best. What is she doing? Her best.
Definitely.
Yeah, so...
Especially with 2 new people coming in trying to take her club.
Oh, the street performers?
Yeah.
Oh, the Gyaru. So, that was pretty funny, though. I thought that they were actually pretty clever. I don't know how I feel about the brother thing, the Wincest. I don't know if I appreciate that angle, but I mean, whatever. I've seen Sword Art.
Yeah.
So, anyhow,
That's cousins, right?
Yeah, that's cousins. Wincest. Well, if you want to go with that Yasuga no Sora, I guess, if you really want to get specific.
Yeah, the brother doesn't look interested that much.
No, the brother is just coasting, man. He's just chilling. But yeah, but the sister can make a mean balloon animal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I thought that was funny, and I liked how when Tejina was just all like, "Gyaro style is bullshit." I was laughing. I legitimately laughed at that. I thought that was pretty clever.
They haven't shown the chemistry club person in a while.
Yeah, she came out, the one voiced by Takahashi Die. She came out and she just was all like, "Oh, chemistry is like magic too." And then when it finally looked like assistant found someone that was decent,
he blew up her skirt.
Yeah, fan service. And once again, magic is proven to be just debauchery.
Yeah, good job, assistant.
Yeah.
Just making magical look bad.
Yeah, that's Tejina-Senpai's job, and she doesn't need help in that regard.
No.
So.
I did kind of find it funny that she had like shark teeth.
Oh. Yeah.
It was like, what the heck is up with your teeth? Like,
Yeah.
I understand having a fang, but looks like if you bite someone, you're taking their arm.
Yeah. She. Yeah. But and she's like one of the more reasonable, sensible people there too. But she just gets caught up in all the shenanigans, and so you feel for Science-chan.
Yeah, I hope they show more of her.
Yeah, she's coming back.
I hope so.
But yeah, it's shockingly good. Oh, and did you see the meme? The meme that started like this week now? I guess it was
her in the pool?
Yeah, her in the pool.
Yeah.
Pool man. Was it pool mage or mage of the pool?
Or pool senpai.
Yeah, pool senpai. And they're asking pool senpai questions.
Yeah.
Mage of the or sage of the pool. And that just kind of blew up. And now I've seen about like 8 variations on that already in like a day. So, and that was from when she tried to do the underwater uncuff or escape from the bonds trick.
And she tried to use chains.
Yeah.
You can't do magic in front of people, and you want to go underwater?
Yeah.
That was his whole argument, too.
Yeah.
He was just worried about her. Like, I don't want you to die. And she's like, I could do it. Well, try with these rubber bands first. And she still couldn't do it.
Yeah. She almost did.
Apparently, she almost did it.
Almost.
I mean, she was almost out of her swimsuit. I'm pretty sure she was almost out of her swimsuit more than the rubber bands.
True. You're not wrong.
I mean, she had one boob out, so...
Yeah.
Had a well-placed arm in the way.
Yeah, convenient censoring it. that was actually good enough to land them on Sankaku Complex this morning. I was like, oh god.
Did it?
Yeah. It's the same thing. Sankaku Complex is all like, well, another Tejina-Senpai that's super fan servicey. And I'm like, yeah.
It's like, which one wasn't super fan servicey, though?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm fine with it. I don't care. It's cool. It's funny. She's adorable.
Yeah, and I tagged you in the cosplay, too, this morning.
Just ask her. She'll tell you.
Yeah.
She's like, I know I'm cute, but not...
And I'm like, that's why I think Assistant Kun kind of, like, brushes her off, because she's so cocky. It's like, okay, yeah, you're done.
Yeah, but he doesn't see her when she actually does magic properly.
Correct.
Yeah, well, except for the last episode. He did see her complete the trick.
Yes.
And then throw up on him.
Yes. The price for admission.
Yeah, it's a fun show.
Yeah, again, I wasn't expecting this, but I'm pleasantly surprised. I think that we're in an interesting time right now where we're kind of seeing not a full-blown civil war, because I think it's definitely died out from how bad it was during like 2014 or 2015, but basically in terms of the pro-fan service versus anti-fan service. So it's like the people that watch Tejina-Senpai, they're the ones who are used to fan service. It doesn't bug them. It's more like, oh god, I can't believe this scenario happened. That's so dumb. Ha ha ha. They're not like how it was back in the day when it was like panty shot. Oh, like everyone got excited. I was like, panties. Now, I guess it's because maybe everyone's just got so desensitized.
Yeah.
It's not even a big deal now. And it's like when it happens in Tejina-Senpai, it's not, everyone's not really like, oh god, her panties are showing. It's more like, how did she tie herself up? How dumb can you get? What? How is that possible?
It's not like it was just her in, 2 episodes ago, because the Gyaru, she lost her skirt when she was trying to do that balloon trick.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, that's kind of par for the course, and so everyone was just kind of like, huh.
Yeah.
So the assistant even made that joke too, where it's all like, put those on before I get hard myself.
Oh, something's gonna grow if you don't put the
Something's
shirt
gonna
back
grow.
on.
There you go.
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Like he's actually making an erection joke.
Yeah. See, and again, you just gotta giggle, you chuckle at that, but you don't go like, oh my, I can't believe, oh, what, oh. It's just kind of like, yeah, no, we're used to it. Who cares?
Yeah, it's everywhere. Nobody cares.
Yeah,
anymore.
we've lived through this for years, man. We've done Ranma, we've done Love Hina, it's fan service. It's an upskirt. You get used to it. Just like Priestess said, you get used to it.
With the dead eyes.
With the soul just escaped out of your body. Oh, it's panties. You get used to it.
Someone should make that.
Yeah.
Bunch of panties and then
Priestess on the bottom.
down there.
You get used to it.
Used to it.
I mean, we'll talk about this more on the next episode when you're caught up with Don Machi. But even on before we started this podcast, it was a bathhouse, and they're all convenient censoring. Like, how could we cover their boobs and parts? And it was just like, whatever. It was just like another thing, another bathhouse episode. Oh, okay, at this point you're almost weird if you don't have one. So,
which is why I'm more. I think it's more believable that Okasan's going to have that episode be uncensored on the Blu-ray.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because unlike this one where they had like
steam
chairs or something kind of blocking or arms in the way.
Yeah.
In Okasan it was just light.
Yeah.
So they could let's just take that out.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be uncensored. This one's not. It's not that kind of show.
Oh, you're going to make me watch Okasan twice then. I'm going to watch the TV run and then the Blu-ray run.
Yeah. I got things to say about that when we do it next week.
All right.
You might be surprised. It's not all positive.
Aww. Aww. Don't make your mommy upset, okay?
Okay, that's one of the things right there.
Oh, man.
Anyway, Tejina-Senpai, really, really good show. I'm enjoying it. It's got a lot of fan service, but again, we're desensitized, and I love it.
Yeah, it's just dumb fun, man. What's wrong with that?
I know, right? Just enjoy it for what it is.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
I've learned that as I've gotten older. I used to be one of those people like, there's so much fan service. Why? Like, why do we need this here? Now I'm just like, I'll take the panties. Just show them to me.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
It's the one thing Bang Dream is missing.
Oh, fan service. Don't they have like beach episodes or something? Don't they?
They had a beach OVA.
Oh, there you go. That counts.
It did count. Other than that, they did just have a beach.
A summer event. Yeah. This is the time. Like, I don't think there's not a single gacha game that's not doing a summer event right now.
Destiny Child. I play that one too. They're not doing a summer event
Yet.
They did a Blaze Blue crossover event.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. That was the one I was telling you about, where you don't even need to buy the stones to get the 10 gacha roll, because they give you so many, you can just keep going and going. Like after a couple days, you got enough. Just do a 10 roll. Okay, you wait a couple more days, do another one, and do another one, and just keep going until you get what you want.
That's fun.
They try to take your money other ways.
Oh.
Like if you want all these extra stuff, you got to pay $43.99.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, they just go straight for the gut. They're not $10 here. You need $43.99, and then you get all this. It's like, yeah, no. Anyway, back to the shows.
Yeah,
Getting sidetracked
I'll
here.
stick to FGO. But I guess to wrap up to Tejina-Senpai, it's definitely one that I'm going to stick around with, and I will defend against all the anti-fan service people.
Yeah, get over it, people. It's 2019.
Panties exist; they're real things.
Yeah.
Anime characters wear panties too.
Yes, they do. Yeah. Except for Aqua, apparently.
Hey.
But I'm not complaining, so.
Aqua's like another discussion entirely. But yeah. Alrighty then. So, moving right along, we've got Are You Lost?
Our other
Sounan Desu Ka.
12-minute show. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh. Sorry, my shoulder just cracked.
It's
Was not expecting it.
too much magic tricks.
I know.
So, I think that Sounan Desu Ka, Are You Lost, is very interesting because, again, I keep thinking of Lost in Blue on the DS, and I'm like, in Lost in Blue, you're supposed to like explore the island, but I never really got too far in terms of the exploration because I kept like running low on food and water, and so I never bothered to like stay out. I always went back to the hideout because I didn't want to like go out too far and be stuck in. And as a result, I never really got too far. I was like day 50, and I'm still in the first area. But
Wow.
it's really interesting how you see kind of the similar things, like them catching shellfish and barbecuing them and using things they find like from the ocean. Like in Lost in Blue, you find bottles and you can fill them up with water, and then now you have portable water you can drink.
Did they make French cuisine?
They did not, but I did find consomme, which is a spice.
Ah.
So there's
Spicy.
that. Yeah, there was that.
Was there any escargot?
No, we did not eat escargot.
Not even sea escargot?
Not even sea escargot.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this show has shown me hermit crabs in a different light, because I had never seen a hermit crab outside of its shell,
Right.
and they're creepy.
Yeah.
They're kind of gross looking
Yeah.
outside of their shell,
Yeah.
and I don't want to see them anymore outside of their shell.
Yeah. It's just like almost looks like shrimp, I guess, like a shrimp
Almost.
fish thing.
It's a crab up front and a shrimp in the back.
Yeah, pretty much. And yeah, when they pulled it out and it was all like, I guess it really is like membranes are attached to the shell, I guess.
Guess so.
And it's all like, so when they're like, they're sticking the toothpick or whatever in there to pull it out, and I'm like, so you're just forcibly detaching it, just ripping it right from its shell. Oh, okay.
Nice. They're hungry though, so
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not complaining about them eating. It's the circle of life.
yeah.
You know, I'm not saying nothing about that. I'm just saying like, anatomy.
I mean, that not as bad as this one thing I saw. Actual like live action
Uh-huh.
thing. This dude had a crab and it was still moving around, and he just ripped it in half. I was like, dude, that thing was alive.
Brutal. No, this is like crab sashimi right there. Jeez.
Didn't even care, just cracked
See,
shell and everything.
At least when you watch like Gordon Ramsay, because I watch MasterChef and Hell's Kitchen, they'll put the knife to it and then kind of like put it in the water. You know, they put, what is it? It's like through the eyes or something. Or is that the lobster? It might be the lobster. You basically put the knife and just like put it right through the head, and it's like boom, like it's dead. Then you can go ahead and dump it in the water. In some instances, I think they've even just put it straight into the water. They're like, oh, the boiling will kill it. And it's kind of like, oh, okay.
All right.
So,
But they've eaten a lot of different things on this show.
mm-hmm.
Some less appetizing than others. Like the starfish. I was
Yeah.
not feeling the starfish.
Yeah. It's the very special. Yeah.
The rabbit, though, looked really good.
Yeah.
I'll eat a rabbit.
Yeah, I had rabbit like once upon a time because my grandfather on my father's side, he was Portuguese, and so he would make rabbit quite frequently. But I couldn't really tell you how it tasted because they also kind of made it with spices and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But at some point, I would actually like to go to a restaurant
That makes serves rabbit.
and actually try it and actually see, how it's made. Because, I couldn't really describe it. It's been so long, but I can tell you that I've had it. But it was also, again, loaded with spices. I couldn't tell you what it tasted like. If I, going off my memory, I'd almost say its consistency when I had it was almost like ground beef. It just kind of like fell apart, But I had lamb more recently. That was about 10 years ago when I was in Mexico. And I had lamb, but that was just kind of like more or less like steak, in my opinion. So this is based off my experience. It just felt more like steak. But yeah,
Okay.
the rabbit,
Don't remember.
can't really recall.
That long ago, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm definitely down to eat it again and remind myself. So, sorry, bugs.
Yeah, I'm not eating any of those. What are they? Cicadas?
Oh God.
I'm not eating those. Well, I mean, if I was hungry enough, I would, but
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna grab one, pop its head off, and eat it.
Yeah, and on top of that, you also have to think about the dexterity to get it with your thumb to just pop the head right off. So
I mean,
like,
well, she gets stranded like anytime she travels, so
Yeah.
she's used to it.
and let me tell you that as someone that flies quite frequently, that's not something you want to be proud of.
No.
If you're ever on a plane with me, just be like, oh, don't worry, my plane crashes all the time. Please don't tell me that. Please don't tell me that.
Is there a guy on the plane that looks like this? Yeah? Okay, I want to change my flight.
Yeah, I'll just pay the change fee.
Yeah, she's that person.
My goodness. I mean, in this instance, now it's great. Now it works out. But before we get to this instance, could we please not?
Yeah.
I would appreciate that.
But, I mean, I don't know. What is this? You're learning how to survive and also learning how to cook a little bit?
Yeah.
Because you're learning how to make all these different, like, foods out of what you have on the island.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's educational. And there's a little fan service, too, so.
Yeah, I was going to say it, too. Speaking of fan service. No, it's like, well, I mean, but, yeah, the fan service is there, but given the situation, it's not like, oh, they tripped and fell. Look, now they're all tied up. It's not like that.
Yeah, no, it's different kind of fan service.
Yeah. So, and again, going back to what we were just talking about 5 minutes ago about how, oh, it's just panties. Oh, it's just a bra. It's just kind of like, well, what in this context, what do you expect them to do? They're going swimming and they don't have swimsuits, so what else can they really do? They could just go swimming in their underwear. So whatever, same shit, anyways.
Yeah.
So, and in this instance, if they don't go diving and find something, then they're gonna starve and die. So they have to. So.
Yeah, they gotta survive.
I gotta admit though, I like the opening where they're just kind of like doing idle dancing and all that, and I'm all like, aren't you guys stuck on an island, like on the verge of death and all that? And they're just kind of like, all happy and cheerful and like I said, like love life dancing, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Well,
they got to do something to pass the time.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I don't know. For the most part, a couple of them have just been complaining.
Yeah.
The rich girl with the fang.
Shion.
Yeah, she complains a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, she's used to just, her rich lifestyle.
Right.
Being stuck on an island is far from that.
Yeah, totally.
The athletic one.
Mm-hmm.
She was complaining a lot for a while. I mean, she even let that frog go that they were going to eat. Oh, it just jumped out of my hands. I'm sorry. It's like, dude, we were going to eat that. The main girl was so upset, too. She's like, what? You lost the frog? The toad, I think it was, right?
Yeah.
Was it toad?
Yeah.
You lost the toad? Like, she was devastated, pretty much, that they lost that toad. She was looking forward to eating its legs.
Yeah, man, you say toad, she says dinner.
Yeah.
Hey.
But then she's like, well, we'll go catch a rabbit or something.
Yeah.
Well, she saw that there were rabbits. So she's like, well, we're going to go rabbit hunting. Just put up some traps. I was a little afraid the girl was going to let the rabbit go.
Yeah.
But I guess she was too hungry.
Yeah.
It's like, look, I want some meat.
Yeah.
And you're sucking at killing this rabbit, so just give me the stick.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't say it like that, but that's how I kind of took it.
Yeah. No, I was thinking too. I was like, they're going to let this rabbit go, aren't they? Oh, okay. No, they didn't. Okay. Thanks, rabbit.
And then we learned how to skin a rabbit and de-gut it.
I liked how they did that. They made it all like a horror movie, and they were all freaking out. I appreciated that little scene right there.
That was funny.
That was pretty good.
But yeah, it's another pretty good show for what it is.
Yeah.
You're learning how to survive on an island.
It's cute girls running around doing cute things,
Just starving to death.
Yeah. Yeah. Eating starfish and hermit crabs.
They did find fruit, though, in this last one.
Yes.
So, good on them. They found something else other than bugs and seafood. So, yeah, they got some kind of balance in their diet now.
Yeah, it's coming together. And in general, too, it's another quick watch, too, at 12 minutes, 13 minutes long. So,
yeah. It's easy to watch. Just put it on for 12 minutes and you're done.
Yeah.
And it's entertaining, so it's worth the watch.
Yeah, I agree. I'm interested. I don't know if it's one that I'll read the manga for, but I'll definitely continue to watch the anime. That's for sure.
Now my question is, if they do a second season, are they going to be stuck on another island, or maybe in the Antarctic, or?
Oh God. Oh,
or
man,
maybe a jungle
Yeah,
somewhere.
they're going to be in a jungle this time. Should be like, can we eat a monkey?
And will it be the same girls, or will it be another group of girls she's stranded with?
Are they going to call the show Are You Lost again?
Yeah.
Can you eat a snake?
Oh, yeah, you could eat a snake.
Delicious.
I've never eaten a snake. When I was in Japan, they did see alcohol that had a snake in it.
Oh, jeez, really?
Yeah.
Like, how? Like a snake part or the whole snake?
No, the whole snake was in the jar.
How big was the snake?
I don't know, the jar was like this big.
Okay.
And the snake was like all the way to the bottom.
Oh,
like,
it was kind of
up.
coiled? Okay.
They had that. They had lizards. I saw one with, I think, mice.
Jeez.
I think there was one with a bird in it. And in that same shop, I saw cigarettes that were called Death.
Just in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
Just
And
wanted to
it was black with a skull and crossbones on it.
God. Oh, man.
Anyway, yeah, that just randomly came out after hearing, can you eat a snake? Yeah. And you can drink snake fluids, too, apparently.
Jeez. If that's on next week's episode, I'm going to laugh.
Surprised there aren't any snakes on this island.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Actually, I mean, it is kind of in the middle of nowhere, so I don't know how snakes would even get out there.
Yeah.
I'm kind of surprised there were rabbits.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what's the mystery of the island. So, again, just
Is it
keep
going to be
watching.
like lost? Are they like on some time warp shift thing? I don't know.
Yeah, right?
They're going to start running into people from the 1940s?
Yeah.
That'd be weird if they just suddenly turned into like a Lost kind of thing.
Yeah, I was going to say, you literally cracked the show. They're just going to drop RU and just call it Lost.
Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
The two that were complaining though on the shore, they're starting to come together.
Yeah, everyone is putting in. Everyone is working together. Everyone's cooperating. I think that they're all understanding their situation and kind of like waking up that they all need to pitch in to survive. You saw in the most recent episode how they all were just like, well, we're going to go on ahead. And they're like, oh, no, we want to go on ahead too. And so they all ended up going together.
Well, the other two just kind of followed.
Yeah, they just kind of snuck around.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah.
That was funny, though. I heard the noise like, oh, God, they followed them, didn't they? Nobody is looking for boats. They're just all going out looking around the island. And that was what happened.
Yeah. But yeah, and then they found a knife. Why are you so excited?
Yeah, she was so excited.
Find a knife.
Like, I've been looking for something metal this whole time. And they're like, looking at her like, what's so special about this?
Now you get to stab stuff. Oh boy.
Stab stuff, cut things. It's useful for a lot of different stuff. It's not just for killing. It can save lives too.
It's true. This is true.
What if somebody gets something stuck in their throat and they need to do a tracheotomy? I'm sure she knows how to do one.
Damn, her dad taught her everything.
Yeah.
No, Dad, no more balls. I love that line. I'm sorry. Sorry. But anyways, yes.
But yeah, good show. Good show.
Good show.
And what is that? This week was episode 7, so 5 more episodes.
Okay.
I think until we're done.
Okay. So hopefully we have a resolution.
Hopefully, or they're just gonna be on the island for a while.
Okay. Works for me too. More episodes.
Yeah. I think that's all I got for that one.
All right. So to wrap up, go watch it. Are You Lost? Cute girls on an island doing cute things.
Yep.
Do it. Watch it.
Watch it. Watch the experienced one drink blood.
Oh boy. All right, let's move on. Actually, to the last show for this podcast, or this recording, the last anime.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
So, I personally saved this one for last because
You were disappointed.
the last fight scene between Tanjiro and the head demon, or what was he?
Rui.
The lower
Rui.
Rudy.
Yeah, that was his name. Because the
Rudy?
sister said it.
Rudy.
Yeah. R-U-I.
R-U-Y.
I.
I. Okay, so Rui.
Yeah.
So, what was he? Lower 8, he said? One of the
lower 5.
Lower 5.
One of the lower 5, which doesn't make sense if there's 12. Why is it a lower 5? Why don't you make it lower 6?
You know, it's one of the ranking systems, because you know how in the martial arts it's like there's category, and then there's like you're like 1 through something, 1 through 10 or something in that category, and then you advance to the next category, which is above the last category. So I want to say it's something like that. It's just kind of I don't even know the whole thing. Maybe if someone wants to explain it to me or explain in comments. I think it's like old school hierarchical system, like way back from like shoguns and all that, where it was just kind of like their chain of command, you know, from private to like to corporal to lieutenant and all that, blah blah blah. But it would be like under every person there was like another group, like 10 corporals all report to a lieutenant, and then 10 lieutenants all report to like, you know, etc. etc. I want to say it's like that. So
yeah, but I mean, for this, is it going to be like a lower 5?
Yeah,
top 5,
so maybe like 6 to 10.
Too?
It would be 6. Yeah, the outside top 10.
Yeah.
So yeah, he would be like lower 5 would be somewhere between 6 and 10. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, because I also think too that that's saying that even though he might be in terms of number, it could have just been like when he got recruited, but it doesn't necessarily mean he's weaker than like number 3 or number 4. He just was recruited like 7th. Right. I don't know. I don't read the manga, but I'm also kind of thinking. Remember in Bleach? I don't know. Did you follow Bleach?
I tried.
Okay.
I couldn't get into it.
So the dude Yami, who was like number 10 of the Arankar, he was all like, I'm number 10, but then he like evolves into his final form, quote unquote, and he's actually number 0 because he's really like the strongest. Because fuck you, Bleach, that's why. It's just how Bleach works. So it could be something like that, that the ranking or the number doesn't necessarily mean anything. It could just be like when they were recruited or some arbitrary ranking system. Again, I don't know. I could be completely wrong or off. If someone knows. I'm genuinely curious too, because I'm interested in these kinds of things in general. So someone knows how like Japanese hierarchies work.
I kind of feel like the main demon would put these people in the right spots.
Okay.
Like, I mean, he kicked that one guy out for being too weak.
That makes sense.
So, I mean, if this guy was stronger, I think he'd bump him up.
That makes sense.
And if he was getting weaker, he'd
be in those other two.
Down. Yeah.
We're in the outside too.
Yeah.
So that's something to be proud of.
So I kind of feel like he was in. He didn't say what rank. He just said top 5.
Yeah.
So we don't know where he fell in the top 5.
Yeah.
He could have been the weakest, but he also could have been the top of that top 5, bottom 5. So who knows? But I feel like the main demon would put them in the right spot because he seems like that kind of guy from what we've seen of him. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious. I want to find out more. I want to know more. I'm not disagreeing with you at all. And you know, and he's dead. Well, maybe not. We'll see. We will see. And I saw the GIF of Tanjiro's special move before I actually saw the series or watched the episode, I should say. And I heard various people on my personal Facebook also comment like, oh, this episode was just fantastic. Oh, this episode was so good. And it struck me as odd because for the last couple of weeks, no one's really been talking about Demon Slayer. Like, and it's also a carryover from last season.
Right.
It kind of fell into a lull because, you know, we've had multiple kind of those Shonen Junk story arcs now. So it was kind of like, oh, okay, here we go. You know, like the House Demon, you know, no one was really talking about the House Demon guy. Right. Even though it was important because it introduced us to Inosuke and Zenitsu. Yeah. But, you know, no one was really, you know. But now in this one, it kind of got everyone talking again. Which happens. Again, it is Shonen Jump. So there are, like, really hype moments and then kind of, like, by the number moments. And then it gets hype again and everyone is all like, this is, like, the moment. This is the watershed moment, you know. Mm-hmm. So it also, again, everyone... This is a really unique experience, I guess I can call it, for lack of a better term, because it's not only Shonen Jump, but it's also UFO Top.
Yeah.
And so that's why I see a lot of Fate people watching this, because, you know, UFO Top, they did Kara no Kyokai, Unlimited Blade Works, Fate Zero, all the Heaven's Feels movies, it was almost like weird when they weren't doing a Fate series. So like with the upcoming Babylonia, that's going to Cloverworks, and then Camelot is going to production IG. And so when people think Fate, they automatically associate it with Ufotable now. So, you know, to give them a Shonen Jump show, and if this continues, like if they renew Demon Slayer to go on, that's going to mean Ufotable is really animating a Shonen Jump show.
Yeah.
And you see the level of care that they put into their stuff, which was, again, why months ago it irritated me about that dickhead CEO embezzling money. Like, bro, you don't need to do that. You're in such a position that you can print money. Yeah. Like, literally. It's all like, if Ufotable did Dragon Ball Z, even I would probably watch it. So,
yeah,
that's how intricate they can, you know. They put out a little intro video before they showed Heaven's Feel 2 in theaters, where it was the voice actress, Noriko Shitaya, and I keep forgetting his name, but she's the voice actress for Sakura Mato, and the voice actor for Shiro, Emiya. And they said, or at least I think it was Sakura who said it, that Ufotable in Heaven's Feel Part 2, and maybe even Part 1, they actually went and invented new animation techniques and debuted them in Heaven's Feel. So they're creating animation shit, and you can see it too. Going back to House Guide, to the House Demon, the Demon of the Pagoda, or whatever his name was, when he was rotating the house, and you actually saw Tanjiro bouncing all around, and it was kind of an integration of hand cell like animation, like cartoon, and CG, like that's 3D CG, and it's seamless. Like you wouldn't be able to really even tell. That's the kind of stuff that they're talking about, because that's also the kind of stuff that they did with Heaven's Feel. So for Ufotable to be doing possibly a long-running show, that's going to be something to watch out for.
Yeah. From what I heard, there's enough material to do at least 3 seasons for this series. So
there you go. And Ufotable, again, it seems like they don't do shit outside of Fate, so they got nothing but time.
Yeah.
So,
and they aren't even working on the 2 that are coming out, so.
Yeah, I mean, like, Heaven's Feel 3, I'm pretty sure it's already done, like, being animated.
Most likely.
Yeah, if anything, they're just doing the voice works and touching it up, but for the most part, because at the end of Heaven's Feel 2, they were already showing the preview for Heaven's Feel 3, so, you know, that tells me that they were already done. It's been done. It might have been like Lord of the Rings, they just did all 3 at the same time. But yeah, how much praise can we shower on Ufotable's animation? So, and that's the big bulk of it, but that's not to take away from the writing either, because I will say that I was pretty giddy when I saw that Nezuko did her own demon art.
Oh yeah,
I was all like, okay, finally, because again, I made that reference that I liked the dynamic of Tanjiro and Nezuko because they support each other, they can both fight, they can hold their own for the most part, but Nezuko was lacking. And now that she got at least a blood art, and it was pretty valuable in assisting Tanjiro. It was just kind of like, okay, that's what I'm fucking talking about.
Yeah, if she wouldn't have got it at that moment, he would have died.
Yes.
I mean, he would have took the demon with him, but he would have died.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Tanjiro's dad too. I made that comment. I was like, man, we need a series about him. When they do that Demon Slayer flashback movie, I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna be like first in line when that comes out in theaters. You know, like the Demon Slayer 0 or whatever they're about to call it. I'm like, dude, I don't know. His dad just seemed really fucking interesting, you know. And it's funny too because they called it the Kagura, which means like, you know, like dance or war dance. That's why they call it Senran Kagura. And in Senran Kagura 2 for 3DS, when you actually listen to the lyrics, because they sang the opening, the 5 girls, they actually talk about always, you know, dancing, and I will continue to dance as I fight, watch me as I dance, and that's the reference. And so when he started doing that, I just was kind of like, oh yeah, that Kagura means like dance or war dance. And so, yeah, and then watching the dad do that, and it is the movements, and it's all like, yeah, that's kind of what it is. Yeah, it's not only a dance for spiritual reasons, but it's also like a martial arts.
Right.
So it's it was fascinating stuff. It was really fascinating. And then obviously now Tanjiro was trained in water technique, but his dad is a fire user.
Yeah.
So it's now, it opens up possibilities for more techniques and strats, and Tanjiro basically just kind of opened the door to more development. So yeah,
definitely. I'm wondering how many techniques there are, or if it's just the one.
So what do we have? We have Tanjiro, who has fire and water. You have Zenitsu, who has lightning. You have Inosuke, who has beast, which is pretty unique in itself. But for all his talk about being strong, he's getting his ass kicked a lot lately. So and I think that Roman might have pointed out, because Roman was the first one who's like, I like Zenitsu. And I was just kind of like, yeah, he's kind of annoying, though. He's kind of a little bitch. But the last episode is like, all right. He put in work. All right.
When you got to see his backstory.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, when his hair got changed because he got struck by lightning.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Now, that's how you make me feel bad for you. Give him a tragic story like that. And it was as tragic as it was dumb. And I think it was because nobody took it serious. It's like, he got struck by lightning. It's like, and then he's just like, hey, bitch, get up and go back to training. And, and he's just like, I can never do anything right. I even got hit by lightning and I suck at life still. And it's like, it changed my hair. And it's like, yeah, I feel bad for him. Now I feel bad for him, because now it's like, oh, fine. But then it's interesting, I feel, because it's like he mastered one technique,
right.
But unlike like someone like Tanjiro, who had to kind of develop it from the outside within, Zenitsu has it from the inside and has to like draw it out. So again, I'm not a manga reader, but I feel that that's going to also open up possibilities to him, because although he might not know technique, like sword techniques, because he has command over lightning like he does, I think that's going to give him, maybe he'll go like Emperor Palpatine and just start shooting lightning out of his fingers or some shit. Who knows? I don't know. But yeah. It's possible. It might not necessarily be sword-driven techniques, but if he has command over lightning, I'm interested to see what he can do. Not to say that I'm not interested in what Inosuke can do, because I thought the beast hearing and the beast like sensing patterns and all that, I thought that was pretty interesting. But again, when he's getting his ass kicked, it's not really a good opportunity of demonstrating what he can do. Yeah. So yeah, but I'd like to know more about the both of them, but more so Zenitsu than Inosuke. So
well, they did give us a brief look at his backstory.
They did.
Inosuke. When he was getting his head crushed.
Yeah. Yeah, and his mom threw him into the river from the village that was being attacked.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, I just want to know how he survived. Like, did somebody find him? I mean, he says he was alone, but he says that... I don't know. Yeah, I want to know more about him a little bit. Yeah. Like, how he survived, who taught him, like, his techniques.
Yeah.
If somebody taught him... No, he said that was self-taught. His beast breathing was self-taught. So, I just want to know if somebody found him. Because, I mean, a little baby in the river.
Right.
How did you live?
Right.
So, yeah, hopefully they get into that a little bit.
Yeah.
Zenitsu, I do want to know more about him, too, though. So.
Yeah, and he's not as much of a punk as he, like, makes himself out to be, because he cared about old man. So
Gramps.
Gramps. And apparently Gramps is a badass himself too. So I was curious as to who the guy that was hating on Zenitsu so much was, but yeah.
I think it was just another guy being trained by the old man.
Okay.
That's why he was probably so upset, because all this time's getting wasted training you. You're not learning nothing. Like, look at me now, turning into a spider. I don't know. I did see the episode where they passed the exam recently, and she looks like somebody who was there.
Who
at the exam. The girl that saved him.
Oh, okay.
I have to go back and look at it again and kind of compare the two, but she kind of looks like somebody that was at the final selection. I don't know if she just moved up really quick, or if it's somebody that just looks like her.
That happens.
So I'll just have to go back and check again.
That her that was it Mikoto or something like that? Makoto, I think. A friend of mine is going to be cosplaying her at Crunchyroll Expo.
Okay.
So she got her jacket in and everything. Let's see if I can find the picture real quick. But yeah,
I did like how I kind of like said what everybody else said, but when she's like looking down at Zenitsu and she's like, "Are you all right?" I'm like, "Do I look like I'm all right?"
no, I'm just kind of slowly dying. You know, don't mind me though.
She's cool though. Kind of like her.
Yeah, she's interesting. Are you dying, Mosh Mosh? Yeah. Shinobu, that's her name.
Shinobu.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
So. And yeah, so then I guess that's the manga picture.
Okay.
But yeah. So it's lots of interesting stuff coming in the pipes. I'm curious. Again, you know, this is one of those manga reader things. I'm sure that they probably know more about. But
Well, I know they said that a lot of crazy stuff is going to happen later on.
oh really?
Yeah, that they're looking forward to.
Oh boy.
Apparently, it's stuff that'll make this look like it wasn't that big of a deal. However, I did read a lot of people saying that were manga readers that they did not expect. I call them ufotable to like go this hard on the episode in that scene. Like, I know one reactor I was watching was like, I've read the manga, I don't know why people are all like so excited about it. And then he saw the scene, he's like, okay, I get it. They did an amazing job on that.
That's what they do, man. When they really want to try, they'll bust it out.
And I think I shared on Twitter, the mangaka actually cried watching it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Said she's watched it like 20 times.
Good, she deserves it. She's
Just,
you know,
so proud that
it's and so when I made a post that I said that when Ufotable does the animation and Lisa does the opening, that's because Lisa has done music for Unlimited Blade Works. She obviously did the opening for Fate Zero, and one of the songs, if not a song or two, for Heaven's Feel.
Okay.
So, and then I don't think. Oh, and then Fiction Junction. They do the ending together. So Lisa and Fiction Junction sing the ending of Demon Slayer, but I don't think it's involved. Yuki Kajuda, I don't know if she's involved. She might make or be doing the music for the show, but I don't know if she's doing the ending or because the opening is Lisa.
Okay.
And then the ending is Lisa with Fiction Junction. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But basically, yeah. Whenever you see those two involved, you're in for a good time. And yeah, again, people do exist out there. I know a couple of people that are just all like Fate. You know, they're all like Fate's trash. You know, I'm an edgelord. I don't do things that are popular. Or, you know, people talk so much about Fate, it annoys the piss out of me. So no, I'm not watching it. Or they watched maybe Fate Zero, and that's where they stopped. So there are people that just don't care about Fate. But you know, now you see them doing Demon Slayer, and it's like they work magic, man.
They do. I'm surprised they just do mostly Fate. Like they should be doing a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because they consume so much resources. I have no idea. I have no idea why people aren't tapping them left and right. You know,
it'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them do a Dragon Ball movie.
There you go. You got bit by the Ufotable bug. You want Ufotable to just animate everything now.
I do.
I want Ufotable to animate Fire Force. I want Ufotable to animate Vinland Saga.
Well, what they did with that fire in the Demon Slayer episode, I'm pretty sure they can make Fire Force look pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah? That's what they do, man. They 2D CG, man. They just they just do it. They just do it. Yeah.
Nice. But yeah.
Yeah, and then they
have-
ended it with like a happy little family reunion and the ending credits for this episode, and it was kind of like, oh,
Yeah, and pictures.
yeah,
It was I mean, it ended kind of abruptly, but it was still good.
yeah,
I mean, what do you expect? They just gave you something epic.
yeah,
I don't think they're gonna worry too much about the ending,
right,
but the ending was still nice.
yeah,
It was the first time I actually watched the ending. Like I haven't watched the ending theme
very wholesome.
since the show started, and I actually sat through and watched this one because I wanted to see what they were doing with it. Almost kind of seemed like an end of season.
Yeah,
kind of
right.
thing.
It did. I thought, I was like, what, is the show over now? It's like, okay.
Yeah, I was like, we're not done, are we? Is it? Is the
Alright.
rest of it going to be like filler? I
Yeah.
hope not.
It's all Zenitsu fan service episodes. Him chasing girls.
I'll watch it. I mean, it could be funny.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy.
And then the guy that was the guy that just looks like he hates life, the guy that rescued Inosuke, he's the one who's
Giyu.
yeah. He's the same guy that rescued Tanjiro, right? From the
Yeah, from the
beginning?
first
Yeah,
episode.
okay. So he's the one that's voiced by Sakurai. So is it Tomohiro Sakurai?
Okay.
So Arthur Pendragon, all your pretty boys, Cloud Strife, Merlin, and Fate FGO and Fate Prototype and all those. And yeah. So he's always the handsome, pretty boy, badass dude.
Okay.
And yeah. Except for Merlin. Merlin's a bitch. But anyways, that's a discussion for another day.
I'll find that out later when I get to Babylonia.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't know much about Merlin except that he gave Bedivere his arm, and apparently Arthur. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's all I know. I don't know much else.
Okay. Yeah. So he's a good voice actor. He's a good voice actor. And like I said, he does a lot of pretty boys, badass pretty boys that they can fight, they can hold their own. He was Suzaku in Code Geass, and yeah, still to this day, I believe he was even in all the FF7 remakes. That's still him as Cloud Strife.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
So because it's still him as Cloud and Maya Sakamoto as Eris. So.
Okay.
But yeah, he's fun. I also actually, now that I think about it, I remember all the like post episode scenes where it was all them in high school, and he's just slapping them all around, and then he told Nezuko to take the bread out of her mouth.
And for Zenitsu to dye his hair back.
Yeah.
Like, this is my natural color. Now it is, yeah. After you've been hit by that lightning.
Yeah, struck by lightning. Eat it.
But yeah, just need a little more backstory on Inosuke.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe more on Zenitsu,
Yes.
but
And Tanjiro's dad.
and Tanjiro's dad.
That's my demand, my request. So give me more eld men. Oh man.
Yeah, one thing I was a little confused by when I was watching like other reactions to the episode was everybody being kind of confused that him and Tanjiro had the same scar or birthmark or whatever. Like, what's up with the birthmark? Like, what is what? Like, I'm like, okay, it's a birthmark. I'm sure there might be something behind it.
With who?
The dad and Tanjiro.
Oh, okay.
But it's like it's a birthmark. I don't know what's so difficult about seeing a birthmark.
Yeah, so now you know it's his son.
Yeah, because they have like the same birthmark, so I don't know. People were just like, I think, making a bigger deal out of it than they needed to for that. In my opinion, maybe there is something behind it, and I'm the one that's just not taking it too serious.
Yeah.
That could be a possibility too.
Yeah. Anime conspiracy theories.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't see a big deal about the birthmark thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just say, okay, well, they both have the same birthmark. Okay. That's about as far as that goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't Yeah, I didn't even really notice that, so I
you
can't comment. No, I'm just kind of like, yeah, conspiracy theories, yay. That's all I can really
well,
say.
if you go back, you'll notice that they do have the same.
Yeah, now I'm gonna
same
go
birthmark.
look. Now I'm gonna go look.
But yeah, I saw a lot of people mention that, and I was like, I don't see too big of a deal with that. So, whatever.
Yeah.
Like I said, maybe I'm the one that's being weird and not taking it too serious when I should be.
Yeah, man, take your anime more serious.
But I don't know. I just don't see a big deal about a birthmark.
Yeah. And watch, that's going to be the most important plot point. Like, that's where his dad is like, this is where our family power is sealed in the birthmark.
Yeah, that'll be the big secret, the big reveal.
Yeah.
It's like, Kami is in our birthmark.
Yeah.
Okay. I should have been a little more serious about the birthmark then.
And then Roman's going to be like, all right, manga readers, you won.
Yeah. I'm over here like, it's just a birthmark. And meanwhile, that's where he gets his power from.
Yeah,
Okay.
This is the most important thing in the show.
But yeah. I don't think I have anything else really.
Yeah, I mean, once again, just like the other two, it's like, we're caught up, we're going to wait and see. It was left on a cliffhanger. Like, they even hinted that the dude might have even survived, so it's like, I don't want to say anything else, because it's like, his head could just come right back onto his body, and it's like, well, back to square one.
That would be
After all that.
That'd be crazy, especially since he used fire, solderized the area.
Remember, he's the lower five, man.
That's
Anything's
true.
possible.
He
Anything's
is the lower
possible.
five.
So, and then it didn't help either in the preview. Tanjiro also said that too. He's all like, I think we killed him. Did we really? And it's like, aw.
Don't say that. You killed him. That's the end of it.
Yeah, let's move on to the next guy. So, yeah. But, yeah.
Yep.
All right. So, yeah, I mean, wrapping up Demon Slayer, we'll look forward to the next one. And, yeah. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully I didn't, bore you with me just, fanboying over UFO Tab. I was going to say something else in another context, but you know what I mean. Like I said, I just really respect them as an animation company. So, yeah, pay your taxes, UFO Tab. Don't be a dick.
Yeah, stop embezzling.
Yeah.
You don't need to.
I know, you really don't need to. You guys are better than that.
You're making quality stuff like this. I mean, people will,
Worship you.
Yeah. They already do, so.
Alright, so that's pretty much the wrap-up on anime. So as always, we're going to continue into the FGO section. I'm just going to talk about the video games, and then we'll wrap up this podcast. If you're sticking around, if you're only interested in the anime portion, once again, we're going to do another episode real soon to talk about other shows. Like, I made notes to talk about Danmachi, Fire Force, Vinland Saga. We got Dumbbell. We got Waiver Anime.
I got to watch Dumbbell, because I didn't watch it last night.
Yeah, I'm way behind.
I think for me, that's a sleeper hit.
Yeah,
I was not expecting it to be so good.
Those are my three big ones: is Dumbbell, Waiver, and Okasan. So those are my three. And yeah, and then the Babylonia episode 0 episode, which came out during the Fan Fest that was in the beginning of the month in Japan. So, and then Funimation picked it up. So, and it's subtitled for those that haven't seen it or have seen it. So, I also wanted to touch on that too. So, in the next episode, maybe we'll get around to that.
And if you haven't yet, I did a reaction to it. Go watch it.
Yes, go watch Roman's reaction.
I'll put a link to it in the description.
Excellent. So, yeah. Plenty to talk about on the second half. So, this is kind of like the prequel, and then we'll get you guys the sequel. Once again, if you're here for the anime portion, thank you so much. We will see you in a couple of days for part 2 of this episode. And then we'll see you on the other side.
Yeah.
And if you guys are for the FGO guys, we'll get to you in just a bit. That's the guy streaming.
Oh. actually you.
Okay. So, FGO time.
FGO.
All right. So let me do a new timestamp for this. So at 25.
25.
Yeah. At okay. So 1:10:25. Okay. So if you are still sticking around here for FGO, couple of things. I think this portion is going to be more focused on the JP side because that seems to be where all the announcements came.
Yeah.
But I'm going to knock out the USA side too since we're wrapping up the race event. I liked it. I liked the race. I thought it was pretty funny. It didn't take itself seriously at all.
No, definitely not.
It was just lighthearted, dumb fun. And I feel that everybody except like Nobunaga and Heroine X had like their spot to shine or their moment, but they were just the comedy relief. Like they didn't need to have their 15 minutes because they were always jumping in everybody else and just kind of being dumb and making things humorous. But like
they did a good job too.
Yeah, they held it down. Like with Nidochris and Scheherazade when they made the walker walk over the landmines because Scheherazade is so scared of dying, she put the safety mode into the race car. And they're just like, well, it's practical, but we're going so slow. But we're still alive, so I can't complain. I'm like dying. This is so dumb. And I obviously I'm a huge Raiko fanboy, if you couldn't tell. And so Raiko becoming the chief public morals and decency, and her having one of the worst swimsuits. And everyone's pointing that out too. They're all like, how are you talking about decency when you're just like that? And Kentucky's all like, yeah, dude, just tell her not to take off her seifuku. I've actually been meaning to go and look at her profile too because they make reference that she's inspired by some show from the 70s or from the 80s, which is another just joke at her being old. Ara Ara. But I don't know what show they're talking about. Like, it's basically like a female Bond show, but I don't know. So I want to find out what. So in other words, she's supposed to be like, think Saki from Zombieland Saga. One of those kinds.
Okay.
But I want to know who, because they're like, oh, this was a famous character that fought with a yo-yo. And I'm like, I want to know. I want to know. And it's like, only Raiko can get away with being called a Lancer and fighting with a katana.
Yeah.
It's only her. Only she can do it. No one else can do it. And we love her for it. And I mean, obviously, Nero and Maid Alter, that was pretty weird, but it worked. It was an interesting dynamic.
They got over their differences.
They did. They really did. It was fun. And, you know, obviously, Nero is number one. So it was really good.
Number one, it being number two.
Well, but then when you subtract 1 from 2, she becomes number 1 again. So yeah, didn't you roll her?
I did.
All right,
by
then.
accident.
No, but there is no.
I didn't
accident.
even expect it. It was like it came in as a 3-star. Like it had a silver back, and then it just changed on me.
It sparked.
It sparked.
Nice.
It did that with my Fran as well.
Nice.
So,
So you finally got Fran.
Yeah, I got Fran.
Oh, but you want Nito.
I want Nito.
No, okay.
She's the one that I'm never gonna get apparently this year.
Most people typically want Fran.
Yeah, I don't know.
I got, when I was going for NP5 Nero, I ended up getting like NP8 Nito. It was...
Really?
Yeah. I had to burn some because I had so many.
I didn't get any. Like, these are the only 2 I've gotten for all of my rolls. They're the only 2 I've got. I haven't done the second banner yet, so...
Is there anybody you want from that side?
I wouldn't mind Artoria or
Maid
Raiko.
Alter? Okay.
Raiko.
Yeah, they're both pretty strong. Like, just stats-wise. I feel, personally, that Lancer Raiko is almost like Skasaha, but like a buster form of that.
Okay.
Because she, like, does like 2-3 hits per attack, but when you crit, like if you crit on her blue card, you get like 80% charge.
Oh.
It's like that bar just goes from 0 to just full, and I'm like, okay. In my pursuit to get NP2 Helena, I ended up getting NP5 Mama Lancer, and I'm just like,
wow.
Okay, I will take it. NP3 Maid Alter. I'm like, I would have been happy with NP2 Lancer Raiko and NP2 Maid Alter, but then NP2 Helena. But instead, the game decided that I need 5 Raiko Lancers and 3 Milf or Artoria and only 1 Helena. And I was like, well, come on. I'm legitimately a Helena fanboy, and I'm like, come on, where's my little purple noodle granny? Come on.
Oh, you like Helena?
I legitimately do like Helena, yeah. Okay. I like Helena. I like her voice actress. She's the same voice actress that is Karen, Tendo Karen from Gamers. I don't know if you watched that one from last year. Gamers? Okay. Yeah. So she's Tendo Karen, and she's also Tejina, who is the female main character of Grand Blue Fantasy.
Okay.
Kana Hanazawa, I think. I could be wrong. I think Kana's... No, I think it's someone else. But she's also Tomoe, who will be coming out in October along with Musashi's story chapter. And that's Archer of the Inferno. And, yeah, she apparently is a huge gamer. Okay. Gamer girl. So, yeah, that's Helena's voice actress. But in terms of Helena, gameplays-wise, she's arts, so... she does a lot of, like, Noble Phantasm spamming and chaining and stuff like that. But in terms of, like, personality and all that, she literally, and you saw it in her dialogue, she's literally an old lady trapped in a loli's body. So that's why everyone calls her the legal loli. And, and she's helpful. She's literally like a big sister or a mom, so she helps everybody. She's just also, like, kind of kooky because she talks about supernatural powers and aliens and shit.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah. So, I actually did a party where I bought a bag of rice, and the rice was actually the brand Mahatma.
Oh, yeah.
So I was just kind of like, ha, Mahatma knows all. And then, of course, her third skill is called Nyorf.
Is it?
Yeah, it's literally called Nyorf.
From Snarf?
Yes.
Wow. Thundercats?
Yeah.
Thundercat reference?
Thundercat reference. But yeah, I watched, before we recorded this podcast, GNA Sober Oni's review of Helena Archer, and he kind of said that she was a C-. He's all like, at best, she's a support, like an arts support, but she can't do anything else really well. And I was like, she supports my heart, my Kokoro, and that, in the end, is what really matters. She may be a C- on his video, but she's an A+ in my Kokoro.
Sure.
Yeah. She also has really fun animations. So she like when she like throws the grenade and then she's like kind of kneeling down to cover her ears from the explosion. I found it was pretty adorable. It was pretty good. So again, yeah, Helena Archer, but Maid Alter, I feel is one of the top writers in the game. Her and Achilles are like the two quick writers. And I know some people will be like, Ozzy or Lukoa, but I feel that I used Maid Alter so much in JP, and it was like I was seeing 200k damage consistently. No Waver, no Scotty, no Merlin. And on her own, she's cranking out like 200 plus K damage. I'm like, yeah. I'm not a huge Artoria. Well, I'm not an Artoria fan at all, but Salter is growing on me a lot. And I wouldn't even blame Heaven's Feel, because that was just kind of bullshit, how much she was doing in Heaven's Feel. But the FGO version of Salter, especially like Shinjuku, when she's the Ice Bitch Queen, I actually thought that was pretty good. And even Maid Alter is pretty fun. Maid Alter is almost like Nightingale, where it's like everything must be disinfected. And she's just like,
very seriously. Yes.
And she's just all like, a maid's duty is to always be clean, and you will be cleaned because you will be cleansed. So I thought that was pretty fun. I thought that was pretty cool. And, again, in terms of gameplay, she's quick. Once Scotty comes in, I mean, it's over, man. It doesn't matter if they're a caster, put her in there, Scotty, and 1 turn, 3 turn, everything, man. It's over, man.
Wow.
It's over, man. So yeah. Yeah, I mean,
I need to look up pairings.
what's up?
Like teams.
Oh,
stuff like
teams,
that.
team comp. Yeah, team comp's important. Again, it depends on what you're doing.
I usually just go with, I like this character, I'll put them in.
You know, me too. When I do quests, and I'm just like, oh, it's just like, oh, I was doing Shakespeare's strengthening quest before we recorded, and it was like all casters, so I was like, Kiara. So I was like, where's my Kiara? Give me my galactic thought. So, you know, it's like, oh, shouldn't you use writers? No, I'm here to have fun, man. I'm not taking it serious. So, no swimsuit for Passion Lip, though.
No.
Black. But anyway, we'll get to that in a sec. But anyways,
Bodica could use one too.
what?
Bodica.
I agree with that. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned this earlier today on Facebook too, because today I just cleared out the shop on the USA events. So I'm done. I cleared out both shops, did all the challenge quests, got the lures. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. So I'm just gonna, in preparation for Neurofest, I'm gonna do some strengthening quests, do the interludes, you know, just knock out all of that. I have over 160 apples, so I'm gonna hit the slot machine, man. Just as soon as it's open, like bam, I'm just gonna just knock it out.
So what, you gotta use apples for that?
No, but to do it, you know, you need to do AP to get the currency to run the slot machine.
Okay.
So, you know, at 40 AP a turn, it's not gonna last too long. So, I was watching another video on like farming teams and all of that, and I was kind of getting an idea of what I got to do, and so yeah, and that was from Toho Sniper. So he did a pretty comprehensive video on team comps for Neurofest. So
Okay.
that's kind of where I'm at. And I told Roman offline or off podcast that I didn't level up anybody except for Raiko and Nero.
Yeah.
And even Raiko, I want to take her to level 90, but I didn't grail her because I felt that would look too dumb. Like, it's like, look, she's level 80 out of 85, and it's like, well, why not just do it to 85? And it's like, well, I have no EXP cards. And right now, I don't want to waste any apples or waste any time farming EXP cards. And originally, that was my plan. Now that I'm done with the event, I was going to go get EXP, but then I was like, again, I really should strengthen my characters because some of them, like Toho Sniper recommended Shakespeare as like a good backup to buff and give crit stars. So I'm like, you know what, I should probably knock these out. And, you know, it's free quartz and free items and drops and whatnot. So,
Right.
you know, it's all good stuff. And yeah, then once Neurofest hits, just going to hit the slot machine. And it gives QP, it gives Ascension materials, it gives skill gems. All of it is good, important stuff.
So what exactly is Neurofest?
So Neurofest at its nature is challenge quests.
Okay.
So it's high difficulty challenge quests.
Okay.
So like, there's going to be two sides. There's going to be a rerun of last year's events, and then there's going to be all new events. So, for instance, one of the examples from last year is called like Herc and the was it 12 Labors?
Okay.
So it's Herc, but he has 11 guts. So you have to kill him 12 times.
Ah,
But it's Herc.
right.
Have you fought against Herc?
Once.
He hurts. He hurts a lot.
Yeah.
And he has evade.
Oh, nice.
So now
Nice.
you're kind of getting an idea. And he's not even the hardest.
No?
No, because you just got to remember that don't chain him once the guts goes up, or so basically once you get him down to his first guts, he only revives I think with 12,000 hit points. So anybody can basically kill him again, but the guts doesn't activate if the same character is attacking. So you have to put like person A, person B, person A, so that the guts will activate, and then the next person attacks, and the next person attacks. But if you do person A, person A, person B, what's going to happen is person A is just going to overkill, but the guts won't activate until the third attack. So it's a little bit of finagling. That's why, again, it's a challenge. You gotta think a little bit, but again, the gimmicks are kind of like straightforward. There's one of the other ones that's a rerun of last year is Siegfried with like 90% attack reduction. So he reduces attacks by like 90%.
Oh, okay.
So, or actually no, I take that back. He has super high defense.
Okay.
So it's basically he has the scales of a dragon, like dragon scales. That's the gimmick.
Okay.
So the way you kill him is that he's still weak to Archer, but you need to attack him with characters like Emiya who ignore defense. But he's also attacking you too, and even though he doesn't really have an attack buff, he's not doing extra damage. If you don't kill him quick enough, it just adds up really fast.
Right.
So you need to be building up your Emiya so that he can unlimited blade works and ignore defense, and yeah. So it's challenge quests like that. Another one is like Mabe and her army, and so it's like you versus like 8 like Celtic soldiers, but every one of them gives Mabe a buff. So you have to kill the soldier and basically peel off all the buffs. But at the same time, Mabe is also buffing them because she has like AoE attack up, and and when she begins, she resists like everything. She resists quick, arts, buster, like 50% NP damage down. So basically, you need to kill the soldiers.
I'd say just throw some cheese at her, but she just deflected.
Correct. She's a pro at that.
Yeah.
And the next one in this year's version, one of them is like, it's a Rosh with like 5 guts, I think, but he resists all attacks. So basically, it's survival, and the only way you can win is you have to let him Stella, because he kills himself when he Stellas. So you have to survive basically 5 Stellas, and then finally he dies, and that's how you win. But here's the thing: is that if you're not protected, and he has Pierce invincibility. So you can't just do like Merlin, just AoE invincible. He has Pierce.
Okay.
So your best bet is like guts of your own, like Edie's Field, for instance. She does party guts.
Okay.
So yeah. So
characters I don't have. So I guess I won't be participating too much.
Yeah, I mean they all unlock at a certain point, so you can just try what you can. But again, they are really like kind of recommended for like level 70s, 80s, 90s. Yeah.
Oh, my main group is about that. I'm just
that is possible.
getting most of them up there.
It's possible. And again, there are people out there that do them with like 3 stars and whatnot. So the other issue though is that they do them with 3 stars, but then the trade-off is they also level the skills. So if you look at their 3 stars, their skills are like 10, 7, 10, or 10, 10, 10, or like like 9, 5, 9, really high numbers.
Yeah.
So that's the trade-off. Okay. So it is possible to do it with lower ranked characters, or maybe like 3 stars and a 4 star. It's possible, but you need to kind of do the prep work.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that's the general nature of Neurofest. And then you get rose petals, and then you basically spin the slot machine. So it's 2 rose petals for 1, 20 rose petals for 10, like 10 slots basically. And like you said, there's a bunch of items in there: EXP cards, Ascension materials, skill gems, friend points, QP, bunch of stuff in there. So this is really your chance to just load up. And those quests to farm the rose petals are outside of the challenge quests.
Yeah.
So when you do challenge quests, don't focus about farming. Focus on surviving.
Right.
Really, this is, like a boss battle. Like you play an RPG, you go into a boss battle, you really, with the best armor, the best equipment, all that. But again, tons of videos. So you have tons of resources out there. And if you ask, I'm sure there's 100 people in any of the forums that will all like, okay, and then they'll help you just to stroke their own ego.
Right.
So yeah. There's one where, in this year's, there's one where it's like Hassan, and he has like the Hassan army. And so he basically executes one of the lower Hassans to like, I think it's debuff himself or buff himself, one of those. But basically the result is you have to let him kill a certain number of Hassans, and then he'll be debuffed, and then you can kill him.
Okay.
But yeah. So and then the last fight, the very last battle, is basically a boss rush, with the final boss being Nero.
Oh.
So, but then every character has like some gimmick. Like Medea is part of there, but Medea will use Rule Breaker like every other turn. So it'll be like she charges herself up, and then at the end of the turn, she charges herself all the way up to full. And so then every other turn she's going to be doing Rule Breaker. But when you kill her, she boosts the defense of everybody, even those people not even on the field. So you got to keep her alive, but then you got to deal with everybody else. Yeah. Like I said, it's going to be fun.
Okay.
But yeah, just do what you can, but prioritize the slot machine. If you're looking at it, or you try a couple of these and you're like, it's not happening, just fuck them. Do the slot machine, because it's going to power you up. Those EXP cards will help. Skill gems will help. That's why I've never been hurting for skill gems. I started using them a lot after this event. I took my Skasaha Assassin to level 5 today, because I just had that, and I know that it's right around the corner, and so I'm just going to farm the hell out of it. Some people will take all the EXP cards, or the gold gems, the red gems, and then they will reset the slot machine. Because basically you have the option to reset slot machines after you obtain the grand prize, but some people take the grand prize and the EXP cards, and then they hit reset.
Right.
I take everything, because I need everything. Even the friend points, I'm almost at 1,000,000 friend points. When I hit 1,000,000, I'm just probably going to blow it all. And I'm even though all those little 1 stars, 2 stars, whatever, I can feed those to lobies, to low characters. It'll level them up. And you get foe cards as well that level up the attack and the HP.
Yeah.
You get those as well. So really, once I hit 1,000,000 friend points, I'm just going to blow it all. So,
okay.
Yeah, friend points help. And then QP, again, that's your currency. So
Yeah.
QP is always necessary. It's like saying, I don't need any more gold in an RPG. No, you always need gold. So yeah. So it's going to be fun. Keep working on Summer, though. The drop rates have been pretty decent. Before I finished, I was farming Demon Hearts and Horseshoes, and I was getting a lot, really a lot. So the nodes tend to drop materials very often. So if you need some, definitely check the map out, see what you need, and farm those up. Otherwise, like I said, do what you need to get out the shop and level up your guys, because they're gonna help with Neurofest.
Yeah. I know there was one. I think it was the red bones.
Okay, yeah, the bones.
I need bones, and I think I don't know. It looks like prayer beads or something.
Chains.
The chains.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, chains.
I need those.
Chains are in the slot machine.
Oh, good.
Chains are in the slot machine. So there you go. Oh, and that's the other thing too. There's going to be Christmas this year also has a slot machine, but that's going to be different. So. Every slot machine they all have EXP, skill gems, QP, and friend points. But the ascension materials are what changes.
Okay.
So this one has chains. The one at Christmas I think has something else, but it's different. I think this one is proofs, bones, and chains. I could be mistaken. It's interchangeable, but I will get you that information to tell you which one. But yes, chains are in this one. So
Okay.
You're definitely going to want to hit that slot machine really hard.
Good.
So
I'll do that. I got 90? No. Yeah, I think 90 golden apples.
Okay, excellent. Make a farming team, and then just hammer away. Hammer away. I might even sacrifice sleep. There's some people on Twitch and whatnot, they use quartz.
Use quartz?
They run through their apples, they use all their apples, and use their quartz. Because that's how much they farm the slot machines.
Wow.
Because this is prime time to get the skill gems, the EXP cards. If you get the chance, I would even say put a bunch of EXP cards in your second archive. Just put them in storage. Put them in storage, and then that's you have EXP cards for a rainy day. So, yeah.
True. Yeah.
So it's yeah. People go ham. Hard ham. So yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
Right.
And then we went from Summer to Neurofest. But yeah. So yeah. So Summer, good luck. If you guys are still rolling, good luck. Year 2, arguably the Year 2 servants, this lineup, arguably still the best.
Yeah.
Year 1 was pretty solid, Artoria, Buttoria, Archer, and Mordred, pretty solid, but the other ones are kind of negotiable. I love them all. I love my Kyo Lancer. I love my Martha Ruler.
I wanted
I rolled Marie. They'll come back. They'll come back.
Martha. I did get Tamamo though.
Tamamo is pretty solid. But yeah,
I use her a lot.
Yeah. Year 3 is kind of wacky.
Wacky?
Yeah, like Ushiwaka, Assassin, Ibaraki Lancer, Mysterious Heroine, Double X, Foreigner, BB. It's really, really, really wacky.
Just the eclectic group.
Yeah, it's you know, with these other ones, it was kind of like, you know, you had a saber, you had a lancer, you had an archer, you had an assassin, you had a caster, you had a rider. And these ones, again, it's like you have a moon cancer and a foreigner and a lancer and an assassin, and it's like, this is really, really bizarre.
So they're going to introduce Foreigner sometime between then?
In November with the Salem chapter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the first one will be Abigail Williams, and she is from the Salem witch trials, like literally Salem, so Massachusetts Salem.
Yeah.
This is where it's going to take place. And she basically, you know, what was it? She was killed or accused or put on trial for being a witch.
Okay.
And so Fate and all of them came along and they said, not only is she a witch, she made a contract with Cthulhu. And you're down with that, right? Don't you like all that H.P. Lovecraft stuff? Don't you? Aren't you a fan of that?
I do.
Okay,
yeah.
like the Cthulhu.
I'm not like hardcore about it.
Oh, okay.
But I do enjoy
Okay.
learning some stuff about Cthulhu,
Okay.
H.P. Lovecraft, and
Okay.
the old ones and all that.
Yeah, you might appreciate this. What was Cthulhu from? He's like under a title or something, right? Or a genre, or God, what the hell is it called?
I know he was called something.
Yeah, I don't know. It was like the not the Necronomicon or something. I don't know. But anyways, there's a huge that's a big part of the story.
Cthulhu.
Yeah, the whole that genre or whatever, that supernatural horror thing.
Yeah,
is kind of a big part of the Salem chapter. But more immediately, Musashi's chapter is just like in Japan, and it has to do like with Yamata no Orochi, and she has a showdown with Kojiro, who becomes a saber. So Kojiro's saber is in there.
Okay.
And one of the fights is literally one-on-one. So all you have is Musashi, and she fights Kojiro. The manga, by the way, that they've made for the Shimosa chapter is pretty fucking badass.
Okay.
If you ever get a chance to read those, definitely check that out, because that's pretty fucking badass.
Okay.
There's a lot of scenes in that, and there's a lot of cute Musashi faces too. So she loves her udon, and I'm gonna tell you in a minute that it all went to her boobs. So ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Year 2 summer is pretty good. If you haven't rolled, I recommend it. There's some of the best, even outside of the events. There's still some of the best. They hit hard. They have versatility. And then we have Neurofest, Halloween, Shimosa, Halloween with Mecha Ellie, Mecha Elizabeth, and Osakabe Hime. Mecha Elizabeth. Yes.
Wow.
Yes. That's going to be your free alter ego.
It's gonna be free. So
Free.
like what do you call it?
You would actually appreciate it, because their parody is Godzilla.
Oh, nice.
So it's like, so they had Elizabeth's castle from Halloween Year 1, and then Cleopatra smashed a pyramid on top of it, and that was Halloween Year 2. And then in this one, in Year 3, they smash a pagoda on top of it.
So her castle just gets smashed.
Yes.
All the time.
Yes. And so in the background, you actually get to see like Mecha Elizabeth, like she's kind of floating around there, because it's kind of like scaling the building and shit.
Yeah.
And then I'll show you her final ascension art, but it basically looks like the Gojira like movie poster.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's why it's also Mecha, like
Yeah.
Mecha Godzilla, Mecha Elizabeth.
I was gonna make a Mecha Godzilla joke.
Yeah.
And then you brought it up. So.
Yeah. There. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's gonna be this year's Halloween. Christmas rerun with Jalter Lily, Christmas with Erishkigal, and then New Year's, yeah.
Okay.
So that's more or less what you're looking at. Yeah.
Just gonna have to see what I want.
Yeah, Bernhilder is also going to be the banner servant. So if you need a single target Lancer, this is your opportunity. She's pretty solid. If you have Skasaha, then you're kind of set. Or even Tamamo Lancer, you're kind of set. But you know, if you like Yandere, she's cool.
It's okay. I prefer Soon. But
Tsundere.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jalter.
yeah.
So yeah. All right.
Cool.
I think that's about it. Like I said, if I find out anything on a future podcast, we'll talk about it. Since I've already ranted so much about USA, I didn't think I was going to, but
Yeah, I
so-
asked questions.
no,
Sorry.
it's fine. It's fine. That's what we're here for. Summer Year 4 started in Japan, and they announced it. They started talking about it back during FanFest, which was in the beginning of the month. They showed Carmilla Rider, Musashi Berserker, and Osakabe Hime Archer. And immediately I started seeing American Musashi fan arts. They immediately photoshopped Osakabe Hime in front of PUBG. They went crazy. They put Carmilla in Grand Theft Auto because she looks like from Grand Theft Auto 5. She looks like one of those, like, the Hollywood women.
Okay.
Yeah, so the memes started immediately, and then we kind of found out more like in the event. They put out the commercial on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and in the preview they showed Meltrillis, they showed Okita, they showed Artoria Lancer, who's in a bunny suit because this one takes place in Vegas, and the Japanese associate Vegas with bunny girls because of Playboy.
Yeah.
Playboy bunnies.
I have no idea what that is, but
Because
No.
yes, I was like, do you really want to explain it?
I
But
was
anyway,
kidding.
So Meltrillis, who looks like a Prinny from Disgaea in her penguin outfit, Artoria is basically the one in charge. It's the same version of Artoria from Camelot, so she's kind of like the goddess Rongo Miniad right now. So everything, she's like very like ruler, like I am above you, you mere mortals. I am the one in charge. Everyone, bows before me. My rule is justice. Kind of like that mentality. We have no idea about Okita Alter, but I was happy that a meme literally died. Like, the internet literally killed a meme. And I said that this was just like Todd Howard, and it was like, who's laughing now? And then someone actually makes that meme, where it's Okita in front of the computer actually saying, who's laughing now? And then on the computer monitor, it shows Okita from the commercial.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Even Aoyuki was in on it, though, because at FanFest, Aoyuki was on the stage, and she said that, too. She's just like, well, give me a swimsuit. I want a swimsuit already. And it was like, the character was already made, but God bless Aoyuki. She just sold it. She's selling it. She's in Fire Force, right? She was the cat girl.
She was the cat girl?
Cat girl. That's Aoyuki.
Is that why she was kind of annoying?
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
kidding. I'm kidding. I liked her. She was good.
There's a bunch of people that said that's the best girl right there. Wow.
No, I'm still going with Buff Chick.
Yeah, I like
Maki.
her too.
Is that her name? Maki?
The gorilla? Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
Still going
gorilla
with her.
too. So, but cat's pretty good too, but I'm a cat guy. So. Yeah. So Swimsuit Okita murdered a meme. But I mean, I'm still in the honeymoon phase right now of American Musashi, because everything about Musashi I've just fallen in love with. Like, Roman can see my Musashi pillow that I've had since last July.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of like, I liked the design. I liked that Ayane Sakura does her voice, but that was kind of like it. It was like, it was cool. And I was like, if I don't roll Musashi during New Year's, I'm not going to stress about it. She comes back in October. I'll just do it again. And so that's kind of how I was. But I liked the design. I got the Nendoroid. I got like the figures, So it was cool, but I wasn't hardcore about it. But then this Berserker American version came out, and her story was all like, she came into debt. She racked up a ton of debt. So she effectively murdered herself, murdered the identity of Miyamoto Musashi, is now reincarnated as Iori Musashi, who's an American. Look at her American bikini, her American swimsuit. And one of the dialogues, I couldn't find it, but she actually says, I am Miyamoto, or I am Musashi. Hi, everybody. Like, speaking English to just sell it. And I was just all like, this is what legal immigration looks like. That's a whole can of worms. But yeah, I was just all like, I welcome this new American into American culture. And then the memes, the memes are just left and right. I know I tagged everybody and their mother. Did you know that Musashi's boobs weigh 2 kilos? Effectively, that's 4 pounds on her chest. Bless that woman. She is taking one for the team. She definitely got upgraded. All that udon just went straight to the chest. And gameplay wise, and then they made in the story, they actually made a picture of her like she's deceased. So her eyes are crossed out. She's doing double peace sign, and she's like, "Nah, she's dead. Musashi Miyamoto's dead, man. I'm Musashi Iori." Someone referenced that the Iori was the name of one of Musashi's adopted sons. So he said that he named one of his sons Iori, and so that's where the Iori reference comes from.
Okay.
But yeah, the Miyamoto Musashi is dead. She is Iori Musashi, completely different. She's American. Don't let anything else fool you. And when she activates skill, she actually eats a bowl of udon. And you know how they normally say like a line of dialogue or make something? The sound effect is literally slurping noises. Like, so I'm just like, they paid Ayane Sakura, another prolific voice actress for the current like 5 years,
to make slurping noises.
Slurping noises. Fantastic. So like I said, I'm absolutely in love with this. And then gameplay wise, she gets skills that buff up. She's an arts AoE Noble Phantasm, so she has triple arts cards. Was it like triple arts, 1 bust? Was it double arts? Triple arts? I think it's 2-2-1. I think it's 2 arts, 2 buster, 1 quick. Arts Noble Phantasm. Skill that buffs her arts. She has a third skill that gives her guts, and a bunch of other buffs, and it defense downs the enemy, but it's at a cost of 5,000 hit points, so it's a 5,000 hit points of merit. Wow. But honestly, nothing really survives. Nothing really survives after it hits, I've just been dicking around. I've done over 300,000 points of damage. Someone made a flowchart to show you Berserker Musashi's maximum capability and how to like even get around the 5,000 hit point demerit. It was so complicated. I was like, y'all have too much time, man. Y'all should be in Vegas hitting the slot machines. And no, they're like, no, we gotta find ways to make Musashi viable even with her demerit. And I'm like, wow.
If somebody else is willing to do the work,
hey man,
yeah,
props to them.
Yeah, go for it.
Osakabe Hime discovered battle royale games, and she became infatuated with them. So now that it's summertime, she decided, you know what, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna be battle royale. So she basically just threw a bunch of shit on, just like, you make wacky ass costumes in Fortnite and PUBG, just whatever you find, right? That's your costume. And so that's what she did. And so, yeah, and she's just like, she's still like awkward because she doesn't go outside. She never leaves the attic, basically. And even in her character description, they actually said, hey, what about your manuscript? The manga, basically. So, her excuse was always she can't leave the house. She has to work on her manga. But now that she's leaving the house because she wants to go reenact PUBG, Fortnite. And it's like, what about your manga? So, when she levels up and she actually ditches the jacket and it's just her swimsuit, she gets all like super embarrassed and she's like, oh, look, Baka! And it's like, it's the cutest fucking thing. She's so socially awkward. But yeah, it's adorable. It's great. I haven't used her yet because she's only at 60, so she's not at a suitable level yet. I want to max her out before I start doing behind the wheel tests with her.
Right.
And then also at fourth year anniversary, they implemented a function that can only be used at certain times, but you can instantly level a character.
Oh, really?
So I got Musashi, and it's only available for certain times.
Okay.
So they turned it on because it was implemented during 4-year anniversary. It took Musashi from level 1 to level 80, basically the final ascension. No materials. Just instant level. And originally I was going to use it on Da Vinci Lily if I got her, but I got Musashi first.
Okay.
So I used it on Musashi. And Yeah. They said that it will be turned on during just special events, but it's not permanent. You have to use it when it's turned on, when it's active. And if you don't,
lose it.
Yeah, if you don't, you lose it. So it's like fast leveling.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty good feature. Again, I mean, the Japanese guys have put in their time, so they earned, I feel, functions like this. We're still getting there, so we need to put in our time before we can start bitching and moaning like the Japanese guys do. And you got to think about it too. They're dropping like hundreds of dollars and all this, or thousands of yen in their case, and then they still have to grind the character from level 1. That's not fun.
No.
So this is like a nice little nod or a nice little acknowledgement. And on top of that too, if you're in the middle of an event, some instances you can't even start using the character until you level them. So you can't start the event because you're farming EXP, and it just it's just less fun.
Wow.
So
it's a lot to take in.
Yeah, it's there's a lot. They've changed the game a lot. Yeah. So I am leveling up Osakabe Hime to accompany my Musashi. And I'm not gonna roll, or I'm not gonna try anymore for Carmilla Ryder, because I'm like, you know what, I did it. I'm gonna stop because I'm gonna get these characters again on my USA account, which is my main account.
Right.
So why am I gonna invest twice? That just doesn't make sense. So I love Carmilla's Noble Phantasm. She runs you over with her car, and if anyone deserved a break, it's Carmilla. She does a lot. She is the mistress. Treat her well. And she has her dogs and all that. So yeah. And hopefully Okita is a foreigner, because I don't have a foreigner on my JP account. So I tried rolling for XX during the year 3 summer, or the third summer event. I ended up getting BB.
Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, that's fine. I don't have a Moon Cancer either on my JP account, so fuck it. I'll take it. But I need a foreigner, and then I'm pretty much covered. I have a solid unit in every single job class. So everyone thinks Okita will be a foreigner because she has jetpacks. And so that's what Mysterious Heroine XX had. She has jetpacks.
Okay.
And she even has jetpacks on her commemorative craft essence from the 40th year anniversary.
Right.
So they see jetpacks, they think foreigner. So
they're assuming she's going to be a foreigner.
They think she's going to be a foreigner as well. So I'm thinking, I wouldn't put it past them. She could be a 4-star foreigner. So we'll see. But then again, she could also be an assassin.
Right.
Which is what everyone always said. If there's going to be another Okita, it would probably be assassin. So
we'll see.
We'll see. We shall see. And they literally killed the meme. Everyone's just like, Okita swimsuit win. They did all these alterations, all these. They did the JoJo one. They did it from the end of part 5 with Diavolo, where Diavolo was trapped in Gold Experience Requiem's ability, where it's just always repeating time, just caught in an endless loop. And it was Okita looking at Musashi. Musashi's evolving. Musashi turns and becomes Giorno, and it was like Musashi even got the JoJo star on her shoulder. And I'm like, and Okita is just like, oh. Like, holy crap, you guys. They went in. They beat up poor Okita, man. They beat the fuck out of Okita with these memes. The Kuroko no Basket. I think it was Kuroko no Basket, where the dude's all crying in the locker room. I just want to play basketball. And then they put Okita, I just want a swimsuit. And it's in the locker room. It's all the swimsuits, including Nobu changing. And I'm like, oh my god. All the artists, even American artists, it's like, wow. Okay. So, yeah.
I thought that was funny in the racing one where she was like, I'll just get a swimsuit next year. Like, well, from what I understand, you don't get one next year. So.
About that, sweetie. About that. Yeah, and Nobu's just like, yeah, if you don't mind killing that Japanese swordswoman. Oh, man. Oh. Okita put in her time, man. Okita earned it. And she still hasn't gotten a strengthening.
No?
No. Nero Bride got 2. 2. Nero Red got a strengthening and an interlude. Her interlude is where she learns triple guts.
Oh, for the whole...
No, for herself.
Oh.
So, a friend of mine calls her a cockroach because she just won't die. You gotta kill her 4 times. Just like Padadu, she just won't die.
Wow.
They should have named that skill Padadu. Yeah. So, yeah. And that's it. Then that's how I feel, too. I don't think I'm gonna roll anymore. You know, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna end up rolling twice, especially if it's a good servant. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna waste money anymore. I spent some money on this because I really wanted Musashi, and I'm glad I did, because I adore this. I'm not mad at all. I freaking adore Musashi Berserker, and I was like, yeah, this is too good, and that's why now I'm really kind of disappointed and mad, because it's like, oh god, I really want on my USA account. It's kind of a waste on my JP shitposting account, you know.
So you gotta wait 2 years for that?
Mm-hmm.
Sucks.
So next year will be Jerker, and we'll be in Hawaii.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, which again, I like the event. I like the story, personally. I like the comic hat and all of that. I like when Kiritsugu, Edie's Feel, Chloe, and Ilya are at Comic Head as a family. It's the big Emiya family. I thought that was really fucking adorable, especially since I'm trying to finish Fate Ilya. Yeah. So I thought that was really adorable. So yeah, I think the story was pretty nice. It's just the characters are weird. Mabe Saber. 4-star Mabe Saber. I got 2 of her. Yeah. I was like, okay. This year on the rerun, I got 2 of her, and I'm like, all right. Yeah, like I said, it's a really weird lineup, but I'm not even mad because I do want them. I do want Ushiwaka. I do want Ibaraki. I do want Mabe Saber. I do want Heroine XX. But yeah, just a really, really strange, weird lineup. But whatever, the story is fun. So I really like the Las Vegas thing, though. It was so funny that they announced Vegas as I was at Evo, and we're in Vegas. Also costumes. There's now new costumes for Siegfried, Merlin, and Kotaro Fuma. So Merlin, was it? Siegfried guy gets the butler looking thing, and then Merlin looks like a casino dealer. I think that was it. And Fuma just looks like some geek on the beach, just like shorts and a hoodie and a hat, baseball hat.
Okay.
But yeah. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Like I said, I haven't started the event personally. I've seen screenshots, seen screen caps and all that. MILF, I don't know if you've seen the meme, but MILF Toria became a bunny because Gawain and Lancelot suggested it to her.
Oh, really?
Fucking Christ. What else? Yeah. Everyone thought Passion Limp was going to get a swimsuit, but it actually was Meltrillis, which is fine. I think it's adorable as hell, but again, I don't want to waste money for that. Only way I'll roll this banner is if there's a foreigner. Or any future banner if it's a foreigner. Because it's the only thing I need. Foreigners are strong against Berserker.
Oh, yeah?
So they counterclass Berserker.
They don't, they ever resist against Berserker?
Yes. They do bonus damage against Berserker, and they resist Berserker. Which is nice, because starting with, Lost Belt 2, there's a fuck ton of Berserkers.
Okay.
Metric, fuck ton. That one takes place in Scandinavia, so Norse mythology. So a recurring enemy are the golems, the frost giants, basically the giants. Yeah.
Surprised there aren't a whole lot of Greek Norse gods.
Norse? I mean, in the Norse chapter, that's Sigurd. Well, Siegfried and Sigurd basically the same character. It's just regional differences. But Sigurd is the 5-star. Brynhildr comes in because that's they're lovers. So and then we get Valkyrie. Valkyrie is Lancer, and it's a character, but every ascension becomes a different Valkyrie basically. So that one, yeah. And then out of nowhere, Napoleon. Yeah, Napoleon joins on that in Lost Belt 2 as well. But yeah, in terms of the Norse guys, those are the ones you get. Sigurd is basically the one that gets introduced, but Siegfried gets a rate up, Brynhildr gets a rate up, and then Valkyrie and Sigurd get introduced into the banner. And then later on, Scotty gets introduced, but Scotty doesn't become playable until our anniversary. Mm-hmm. So yeah. So, that'll be Lost Bell 2, and that's next year. So we got a ways to go for that one. But just so you're mentally prepared. One of the Valkyrie voiced by Aqua. Amamiya Sora.
Nice.
So,
is she useless?
She's the blonde Valkyrie.
Not undead?
Not undead.
Okay.
Turn undead, no. Yeah, so I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm going to keep going. I will say that I'm having fun in the Discord for like the last day that I've been in it. People have been pretty hype. People have been engaging. We've been sharing memes and fan arts. And everyone's kind of salt. The gacha salt. I know them feels, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I'm just learning it because usually I get what I want.
Yeah.
Even if it's like an accident, I usually get.
I mean, comparatively speaking, which gacha have been more generous to you, Bong Dream or FGO?
Oh well, I spent like 12,000 gems on Bang Dream, and I got like, in one of them I got like 3 4-stars, which is the highest you can get. They were all new, and a 3-star, and then in the others I got like 1 4-star and 1 3-star in each of them. So that was like five rolls.
Okay.
This banner is like horrible. I don't know what's going on. It's like it doesn't want to give me anything except for craft essences.
It's telling you to farm the shit out of this event. To be fair, I honestly think that in the JP one and this summer one right now, it feels like they really lowered the drop rates. Yeah. Like I've been hearing a couple horror stories from the guys that I'm in my chat with that play like JP, and they were like, I spent way too much on this. But yet in our year 2, in our summer 2, not everybody said that. For the most part, everybody got more or less what they want. Obviously, I mean, not you. You're still working on yours, but that's not to say that you won't get it. Because honestly, if you keep going, I would say in the next couple of rolls, you'll probably get Nito.
I hope.
Yeah.
I've been on a Nito like thing lately. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Nito's great. Nito's awesome. I like Assassin Nito too. So
yeah, she's been on my lineup for a while. Like this whole Camelot thing, she's basically been in there.
Nice.
So they have a lot of was it caster? No,
Assassin.
writer. Right? Is that what she's? No, yeah, assassin is what she's
they have a lot of
against,
assassin,
right?
yeah.
So there's a lot of assassins. So yeah, she's been in there a lot.
Yeah. Camelot is more or less a retelling of the movie Kingdom of Heaven. If you ever saw that one with Orlando Bloom and Jeremy Irons, you fell asleep.
Yeah.
It's basically that. It's literally that. It's the siege of Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Literally that. It's like the Brits, the Europeans are in Jerusalem, and then the Muslim-led forces from, was it Saladin, I think? Saladin, if I remember correctly? Yeah, they're on the outsides trying to take back the city that they were kicked out of. Literally all it is.
Okay.
Which is funny because even in the time period they do say that this was the Crusades. So we killed all the Crusaders. Hey, okay. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I did just get to that part where they mentioned that some of the round table died.
Yes. So that's part of. They did an audio drama called Camelot Zero, which shows what happened when Milftoria arrived. So Milftoria arrived and got the Grail, and then used the Grail to call out the Round Table, and she basically told them her plan to basically save the world. And so she said, basically, join me or die. And so, like, Gareth, who just came into JP, Gareth was just kind of like, I'm just going to go back. And just went back to the Throne of Heroes. It's just like, I'm not even going to do this. Kay...
Was that the little girl they keep showing in the images?
Yeah. Well, she's...
the one in the meme you just posted with her and Mordred?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, well, who's getting head pats? From Milftoria, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
That's Garrus.
Okay.
Yeah.
The better sibling.
That's, I don't know, I can't tell you. She just went back. She just was like, fuck this, I can't. She's like, I can't murder innocents, but I also can't betray you, so send me back. So she went back. Kay, who was somebody else, another knight, he was just like, I gotta think about it. And then he's just kind of wandering around and looking over at things, and he's like, you know what? I can't do it. And so Milf Toria is all like, fair enough. Boom, dead. Just eviscerated. Just dust. So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much what happened. So some of them were killed. Some of them went back. Some of them stayed. Obviously, those ones. Yeah.
There are questions I want to ask, but they'd be spoilery for me. So I probably shouldn't ask them. I'm sure they'll answer those questions later.
And you have the OVA.
And if they don't, then I can ask you later.
Yeah. And you have the OVA next year.
Yeah. But that's a year from now. I'm probably going to finish this.
And what's funny is they're doing the further chapter. They're doing Babylonia first, and they're doing Camelot second, which is baffling because obviously Camelot comes before Babylonia.
Yeah.
And they do reference some things in Babylonia that happened in Camelot, but yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, you're almost there.
Okay.
Keep it up.
I'm almost there. It hasn't been that bad, actually. I think I've only had to use quartz maybe twice.
That's not bad. That's pretty good. When I ran through it on my JP account, I was throwing quartz left and right, because I didn't have anything. So I was just like, it was like playing an arcade game. I'm just like feeding quarters into the machine just to beat it.
Yeah, I did once for Gawain.
He's a prick.
Once for Mordred.
She's annoying.
I think I might have done it one other time. Just some random battle, I think. Like when you're at the village and they're like, oh, we got some monsters outside. Can we go take care of those? So,
Yeah.
I think it was one of those. I think I just grabbed like the wrong group and was like, oh, I didn't switch anybody out.
I will give you one forewarning, and that's when you do get to the big final boss fight. Milftoria does do Pierce Evade on her Noble Phantasm.
So she cuts through all of your defense. Okay.
There's no hiding.
Okay. Like Invincible doesn't help? No? Okay.
Your Merlins won't help you this time.
I don't have any. And I haven't actually used Merlin. I've been using the Caster Nero, yours, and Scheherazade.
Brown Merlin's great.
Yeah, I've been using them.
Brown Merlin's great. And by the way, that Nero he's talking about is level 100, NP5, 10, 10, 10.
Yeah.
Just throw that out there. My pride and joy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So yeah, I use her a lot.
Good.
She does a lot of damage, so I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
That and I can get her Noble Phantasm pretty quick. So.
Yep. When you should prioritize that battery of her that charges the bar, because at level 10 it's 50%. 50% bar, just boom. And I think it has a 5-turn cooldown, so you can get it very often.
Okay.
So that's my recommendation. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I got. That's it. An hour and a half later.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I got. That's yeah. I mean, we don't know what's the future of Summer JP. There might be another part 2. Who knows? They might go to the Grand Canyon. We don't know what part 2 is going to be. Also, make sure that in Summer USA you get Mabe's costume, the jail warden.
I got it.
Okay, good.
I don't have her, but I got it.
She's on right up. But I mean, here's the thing: you could always be spooked by her, so don't be too hard or worried.
Spooked?
Yeah, like she's always in the pool.
Oh.
Unless it's like a guys only pool. But
Okay.
yeah, she can always possibly.
So she's
show.
like, if I go into the story one, she'll be in it.
Yes.
Okay.
Story, she's in it, or just any normal banner. So like, if you're rolling Summer Servants, she could pop up.
Okay. So it doesn't matter. I don't have to get her now. I can get her whenever.
Well, right now you have a better chance.
Yeah.
Right now she has a higher percentage of dropping. Whereas if you just randomly pick her up, it's like a 0.01%. Because she's just basically filling in a spot.
Right.
But if she's on the rate up, she has a higher percentage of showing up.
Okay. Wouldn't mind Sanzang though.
Sanzang is pretty good.
Yeah, I like her.
Yeah.
I like that she's kind of afraid of everything. I hate heights.
Yeah, she's adorable because she's kind of like ditzy and klutz, but she's also really strong. So, yeah, there's been a lot of comics about her just being ditzy.
Yeah.
So, I felt so bad to her because she's all like, Oh, I'm not scared. I've been jailed a bunch of times. Oh, but Goku's not here, and I'm gonna cry. I'm like, oh, god damn it.
Goku.
Yeah.
Something fun.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Cool. All right.
So that's about it. That's all I got for now. And I guess that about wraps it up for this podcast.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. If you all stuck around through this rant and rave for Fate, as always, where you at? Who you rolling? What you rolling for? What you looking forward to? Are you playing JP? Are you glad the Okita meme is dead?
It kind of feels like the DiCaprio meme dying.
Yeah.
Where he didn't have an Oscar and then he won one, and well, those are gone now.
Yeah. The death of a meme.
Yeah.
What it sounds like.
I was actually hoping he wouldn't get one so that they can continue, but
You want to put Okita through that too?
no.
Okay.
No, I don't want to put her through that.
Aoi
From what I've
Yuki.
seen, I like her. So.
Aoi Yuki doesn't deserve that. Aoi Yuki deserves all the happiness in the world.
Oh, it's Aoyuki?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind then. No.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Wow, this guy.
Just kidding.
This guy right here.
Uh,
So yeah, I mean, in closing, wrapping things up, we got things coming down the pipework. We'll have a podcast, another one in a couple of days, and that'll be pretty much anime focused. I might talk about Evo, my experience over there, and then yeah, like I said, in the next couple of months, we'll be trying new things. So as always, if you're watching these, listening to these, fire away suggestions, animes, mangas. Even Japanese music. I'm always up to like hearing new Japanese music. Japanese games, J games, always down. Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Yeah, so, I mean, I talked a lot more during this FGO session, so
Yeah.
normally I'm just kind of sitting there.
Yeah, you're getting into it. The Matrix has you, Neo.
Yeah, that's what happens when you actually start playing the game and you don't just have it on your phone.
Exactly. Takes over your life.
But yeah, like Sano said, we'll be having another one in a few days. More anime focused because we got a lot to talk about. We skipped a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think there'll be as much FGO.
No.
I mean,
No.
I doubt they'll announce a lot of stuff in the next couple days.
Yeah, no. Maybe at Crunchyroll Expo they might talk about Neurofest if it's not out by then. Anyways, and that's at the end of the month. So I don't
Yeah.
even know if they're doing a Fate panel at Crunchyroll this year. But regardless, yeah, it's gonna be Neurofest. So not a whole lot to talk about there, but. We took care of Fate here. So in our next podcast, if anything, I think we'll talk about our anime and then Evo recap and yeah.
And then a little Bang Dream.
Bang Dream, yeah.
I know you guys have missed it.
We'll do Bang Dream.
Don't
yeah.
deny it.
Yeah, no, I'm down.
No, I'm talking to them.
Oh, the folks, the people, the masses.
Yeah. So yeah, until then, I don't know. It'll be up. You'll know.
Yeah.
I'll try to get this out quickly. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, you guys.
We'll see you then.
All right. Have a good night. Take it easy.
Yep. Bye.